Hey folks, welcome back. Pat Flynn here, and today's question comes from user H3M4N from Instagram, and he has for us a very perceptive and high-minded question. That is, Pat, how do you lose muffin top? Well, when it comes to weight loss, people often want to focus on a specific problem area or trouble spot, and when questions like this get brought up, you kind of got to take a few steps back and start to talk about a few fundamental principles. As much as we wish that we could often spot reduce and target a specific area of the body, that is a very, very difficult and often unproductive, if not outright impossible thing to do. Rather, if we want to lean out, we really have to lean out globally. And the unfortunate but common thing is the areas that often bother us most about ourselves, and this is true for me and many people that I work with, are often the areas that tend to linger on the longest. Now, that's different for every person. For some people, it might be the muffin top. Other people, it might be a little bit of lower abdominal fat. Other people, it might be the thighs, the glutes, but we all typically have some type of trouble area or problem spot or whatever you want to call it. So forget about spot reducing. That's a myth, and this will often lead you astray. I mean, the common example here is people think that if you just do a bunch of side bends or crunches, that's going to help you lose your muffin top or abdominal fat. Now, that may help somewhat, but it's only going to help in a very, very marginal way, working on top of a bunch of way more fundamental and basic principles. The key, of course, being that we need to exhibit some type of dietary discipline or caloric control. So if we want to lose weight, we have to assume some form of caloric deficit. And we just have to realize that we're going to lose weight in whatever way we're going to lose weight. We don't get to pick and choose where our body is going to mobilize body fat. But if we keep bringing our body fat down overall, eventually those trouble spots, those problem areas will begin to resolve. So that's the first thing to be clear about. Secondly, is what is often very helpful is once you establish some dietary discipline, once you get on an effective nutrition protocol, and we have many videos here just giving ideas ranging from intermittent fasting to counting macros or controlled fasting or partial meal replacement. There's a lot of ways that you can do this. There's not just one way. Is then to engage in some type of metabolic resistance training and strength training and brisk walking. So we want to make sure that we are exercising at a relatively high intensity, at least some of the time, and trying to move as frequently as possible the rest of the time. And then that together will not only help you to lose weight, but then to build muscle and to recompose. That's really what most people want. They want body recomposition. They want less fat, and they want more muscle or more muscle definition. So that's where the direct exercises can be helpful. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend crunches or side bends. I'd go for something like hanging leg raises or ab wheel rollouts. There's obviously more or less effective exercise selections, but the exercise component isn't completely useless. Sometimes people will suggest that that's the case, and certainly not, especially if you really want a sort of hard, dense, toned look. The exercise is a critical piece, but it doesn't replace the dietary piece. You can't override a lack of dietary discipline just by doing, lying leg raises or side lying leg raises or anything like that. So if you have it in your mind that stuff will be effective for spot reducing, let's get it out of your mind. It's always going to lead you in the wrong direction. You have to have dietary discipline in place first, or at least simultaneous with an effective and intelligent exercise program. Now, what does that look like? That's what all the other videos on this YouTube channel are for, all the other diet talks, so please explore those. But when it comes to spot reduction, we can confidently write that off as a myth. So don't worry about buying any expensive, fancy gadgets or gizmos that promise to reduce belly fat or cause you to lose your muffin top. All of that is a gigantic waste of time. And what you really need to do is just start eating like an adult, get on an effective diet program, and establish a regular, somewhat intense, or at least occasionally intense, exercise routine, and whatever those problem areas are will begin to dissipate. Good luck and strong on.